Hi guys, Jen here with How Jen Does It. Today I'm sharing 5 ways to save money on groceries. These are all things that I do myself so that my grocery budget doesn't get too out of hand. This is a collab with Kim from Free to Frugal. She's going to be sharing the ways that she saves money on her groceries. I will leave a link to her video in the description box below. If you aren't familiar with Kim from Free to Frugal, you will love her channel. She is just so genuine and real. She's very inspiring. She lives well, but she knows how to save money. If you are coming over from Kim's channel, welcome. My name is Jen and I'm so glad that you took the time to stop by and watch this video, and I would love to have you subscribe. My first tip is a common tip when talking about saving money on groceries, but it is so important, and that is to meal plan and write a grocery list. I have meal planned my entire marriage, and I know that it has saved me so much money, because if you don't have a plan, you're just going to go to the grocery store and buy a lot of random things. When you go to make a meal, you might find yourself running back to the store where usually you're going to spend more money picking up other random things. Also, it's going to save you money from ordering pizza or going out to eat because you don't have enough to make a meal. It will also help you to use the things that you have in your cabinet. Making a meal plan and then checking what you already have for those meals, writing a grocery list, will keep you on track. When you get to the store and you stick to your grocery list, it is going to really eliminate just buying a lot of random things. It's going to eliminate buying things that you already have in your cabinet. So that is definitely an important way to save money on your groceries. My next tip is to have a grocery budget and keep track of what you're spending while you're at the grocery store. I also really like to use cash for groceries. I know some people don't like to do that, so whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't ever take my full month's grocery budget to the grocery store, but I do like to use cash because I know groceries are one area that I can easily overspend. So if I'm using cash, I know I'm not going to go over because I only have that much with me. And I keep track of what I'm spending while I'm putting things in my grocery cart. So I'll either use the calculator on my phone, or I will just write it alongside my grocery list. What I will do if I have items that I'm not sure at the end I'm going to be able to get, I will put them in the front of the cart. If you have kids sitting there, you can put them even on the bottom of the cart or sectioned off somehow. And that way, as you're keeping track and you're getting everything you need, if you know you have that $5 for those items, you can just leave them in your cart. If not, you can put them back before you go to check out. I just wanted to make a quick note about grocery budget. There is no one size fits all, and I have said that all along on my channel because there are a lot of things that come into play when figuring out your grocery budget. And I don't think you can just go by so-and-so said it's this much per person per month. If that works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, don't feel like you're overspending, because it's going to depend on how much you have, what your overall income is, how many people are in your family, how old your children are, if you eat all of your meals at home, if you pack lunches, if you make coffee at home, if you rarely go out to eat, if your grocery budget includes toilet paper, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, all of those things, which my grocery budget does, but I know some people like to separate those things. It's going to depend on the area that you live in, because some areas are a lot more expensive, and some areas, some things are more expensive and others aren't. So there's really no one size fits all, but you can definitely save on food. You can definitely look at what you can afford, but don't feel guilty if your grocery budget isn't exactly like someone else's. even if they have the same amount of people in their family. Also, it's going to depend on how you eat. If you buy a lot of organic food, obviously that's a little more expensive. And I think it just comes down to what you can afford, what your grocery budget includes, and what kind of foods you eat. The next way to save money on groceries is to make as many things as you can from scratch. I will say you pay for the convenience. Sometimes it's worth it to pay for the convenience. So if you are very short on time, but you have a little bit more money, don't worry about making your own chicken broth. It is pretty easy, but if you're like, I cannot fit one more thing into my day or my week, then you're paying for that convenience, and sometimes it's worth it. I just wanted to throw that out there because we all have different lives. If you don't have the time to make your own granola bars, but you have the few extra dollars, then maybe it's worth it to just buy that convenience item. But I do like to make my own granola bars. They don't take a whole lot of time. I can make a good amount of them. I know exactly what is in them. I'll link my recipe. I recorded it years ago when I was new to YouTube, so just keep that in mind. But I have made them tons of times on my channel, and I know a lot of you guys have. I usually make my own broth, like vegetable and chicken broth. I have a bunch of it in the freezer right now. You can save the scraps from like carrots, celery, onions, and put them in a freezer bag. And then when you want to make broth, you just dump it into a large slow cooker, fill it almost all the way with water, and just let it cook all day, and it will make the best broth, and it makes a ton. So that is really easy. You're using things that you would normally throw away, and you don't have to do a whole lot. You just strain the vegetables after, and you have tons of broth. I have a bunch of chicken broth in my freezer. So one day I roasted a chicken and I saved the carcass, put that in my slow cooker with a bunch of vegetables, some bay leaves, and then let it cook all day. And then I strained all of that out, and I have tons of chicken broth. You can buy a bag of dried beans and soak them overnight, put them in the slow cooker with water, and let them cook on low all day, and you will have tons of beans. And you can freeze these as well, and you will spend so little money on a bag of beans, and you will have so many beans. So it's a great way to save money instead of buying the cans of beans. There are lots of things that you can do like that. Instead of buying convenience items, it might be worth it to you to just take a little time and package things up yourself. And then just keeping in mind that we're always paying extra for convenience items. So if there's anything that you can package up yourself into individual containers or bowls, if you want to meal prep rather than buying pre-made salads or pre-made meals, that is a way that you can definitely save money on groceries. So when you're going through planning your menu, or you're going through your grocery list, just think, can I put in a little extra time to make that myself, to package that up myself? My next tip is to get creative. Instead of feeling like you have to run to the grocery store, or looking in your fridge, freezer, and pantry and thinking you don't have anything, really look in there. I'm sure there is more than you think. I love to cook, and I have found so many yummy things just by playing around with what I already have. Pretty much anything can go on a taco. I mean, like sweet potatoes and black bean tacos, you know? You can make salsa out of different fruits and vegetables. You can take the vegetables that you have in your fridge and make a stir fry or a soup. Just be creative. It's really fun, and then you don't feel like you have to run to the grocery store. You can stretch out your groceries a little longer. My last tip is to not waste the food that you've already purchased, and there are lots of ways to do this. One thing that I always do is put a linen or cloth napkin in with our lettuce. This is going to absorb some of the moisture and make it last a few days longer. Sometimes it lasts even a week longer. I also like to rinse our berries and fruit with vinegar and water. This is going to cut down on the strawberries molding really quickly. I also like to cut the fruit in a timely manner because I know sometimes you buy fruit and then no one eats it because they don't want to wash it or cut it. So just making sure that you use things before they go bad. If you have some really ripe bananas, you can throw them in a smoothie. You can freeze them for smoothies later. You can bake banana bread or muffins with those. You can even slice up a really ripe banana, put it on a baking sheet, and then once it's frozen, put it in a food processor and let it process until it's nice and smooth. It will be the consistency of soft serve ice cream, and it's so delicious. So those are just lots of ways that you can use a really ripe banana. You can take the ends of your bread or some stale bread that you may have purchased or made and use that to make breadcrumbs, or you can cut it into cubes and make homemade croutons. If you have peppers that are about to go bad, you can just slice those up and freeze them. I do that all the time. If you find a great deal on lemons or limes and you're just not going to be able to use them in time, you can juice them and put the juice in ice cube trays to use later for baking or recipes, or even to put in your water. So that is everything I have to share with you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Don't forget to check out Kim's video. I will leave a link in the description box below.